get bought out. Remains to be seen what's going to come from behind it. A third AK-47.
This is a big investment.
Yeah, this is a huge buy. I like it.
And if you look at the other side, it's really not perfect. They've had to share the wealth around a little bit here. They've got a couple of rifles still, as they did reclaim at least one to add to the other that was kept in hand, but still not perfect for Envy, and this is on a knife's edge. You think of the game we saw not too long ago where the money was back and forth the whole way through. I think it was on Mirage when we were casting it, and it feels as though this is going to be a similar game if it keeps going to this extent. However, round 3 coming in, Devil. Let's see how he handles it again. This was almost a repeat of the first round. Karrigan's got himself a curious spot out on the main bomb site, but Devil's just going to mow them down. Device gets caught up instantly. MBK's found one. Devil is surrounded here, but still relatively playing this pretty calm considering.
Yeah, oh, that's a sick shot. Actually, almost gets one more. It does get traded off, but nice hold from Devil. It seems like Astralis has come out and just been like, we're going to, okay, and NBK just falls off the train right at the last second and kills himself. So there's that. But it does look like the pistol round was that very same play, very fast towards the inner bomb site, and they're kind of testing Devil early to see how he's going to hold up. New player into the professional scene at a very difficult spot to hold all by yourself. In that round, at least, Devil handles himself very, very well. So now, without any kind of kills, without that kind of success that they had in the previous round with those AK-47s, it is going to be a full save for Astralis. They upgrade some pistols. Don't invest too much in utility or armor.
Best part to me being it was Zipnix who took him down like that. I know how to play this. Get out of my sight. I'll be there soon. But as said, Astralis, minimal to work with. They've been doing pretty well to get out towards A here. Karrigan snuck himself out towards a bomb site completely, basically unspotted. But this time, as you said, no armor to play with, little to no utility. I don't think they even had a flash to start with. But still, a little bit of trading out coming in. Cajun B is going to find MBK, and Apex will find him back. So a bit of a back and forth. And while this happens, again, Devil going to be tested here. 3 players coming his way. This should be quite a comfy pickup for him, but doesn't land perfectly on the first. Getting a lot of damage done, and, well, eventually contain the threat was starting to build over there, but will the bomb get planted? Yes. Good stuff from Karrigan again. There's going to be a defuse, but bomb plants through and through in this one. 3 rounds, is it, or was it just...
This is the 3rd round they've had a plant. Yeah, first, second, and now this one. So good job from Astralis to get that down without any use of smoke or anything like that. Just, you know, putting suppression in the outer bomb site. Devil plays the inner a little bit more passively. Allows that plant to go down, and they just ensure that they win the retake. Now, there was going to be a buy this round anyway, so it's not a huge issue for them to have let that plant go as the losing bonus built up. The only difference it really makes is Device having that AWP.
And he's got armor to build with it as well, so a little bit more well set, I guess, in the overall picture. And Device has been a little hit and miss on this map, I feel. Sometimes he has these great swing out performances, but not quite to the consistency of other AWPers yet. But again, I want to see how well he does in this one. A nice little passive spot there, watching the push out from Ivy. And Devil doing the solo work by B. Yet to be really found much into this one, as, again, pushed up quite close here. And Zipnix looking for that opening test. They are going to get control of the brown halls up there by B. So, again, pulling Happy over and creating that nice 3-2 stack now for Envy.
That's exactly what that does from T-sides. Just take over those box halls, make sure that solo player at the inner site feels even minimal pressure, because you have to keep honest at that inner site. That pulls the second player over. Now when they reconvene towards the outer bomb site, towards that A hit, they only have 3 defenders there instead of 4. And actually, it looks like Astralis is going to be pushing up 2 players at least. Dupree and Cajun B are going to take over towards Alley. So that's going to be NBK who has that on him. Device still upping in middle. There's a good find from Kenny, though. Picks him off before he can even get a shot.
And Zipnix is still keeping these 2 players here. So Astralis still have a shot at this, but NBK's got a good idea of what's coming his way, especially after Kenny found Device. And here we go. Dupree and Cajun B going to try and breach towards Ivy. NBK's put himself towards, I guess, heaven at this point. Kenny playing around the bomb site, Apex swinging around behind them. This could be a lovely bit of timing coming out in Apex's favor if he can get a spot through that smoke. But actually, Cajun B gets the drop. That's MBK down, and now suddenly you're seeing Envy having to respond to this. Everyone's pouring over towards A. But Karrigan and Zipnix are close by, but Apex finally gets the timing towards Dupree, and the bomb is going down. Kenny tries to stop it with everything he has. And actually, bomb being planted. Astralis now with the advantage of a 1-man up.
Yeah, Devil now into the bomb site. He gets taken out by Karrigan. Apex so low. He's just got to fall away, even with 1 kill. He's got to back off now. So 1-on-3 situation. It's going to be Astralis' first round win, and that was really well done. That was patiently played. 4-on-5, and the only 2 members they had. Everyone else was spread out watching their various positions on the map, but 2 players out towards Ivy. They had to get that first kill onto NBK. He just looks away at the wrong time. That smoke isolates him from his teammate. It's a good opening for Astralis to work with. So they finally get around on the board, and I mean they've been doing some economic damage, as we've said, these past 2 or 3 rounds when they've been buying up AKs in in the 2nd and 3rd round. There is still a good amount of money built up on the Envy side, but it's not as strong as they'd like it to be. It's going to start disappearing pretty quickly.
Oh, and I think I just saw a double AWP coming out as well for Envy. So this was the big play from cajunb, kind of getting that MBK kill down that you highlighted being very, very important. The timing wasn't on their favor. At least Apex then did trade out, but that could have been so much worse if that smoke, had been different, or if NBK was watching. Envy could have had that round on lock. But double AWP now. Happy and Kenny picking these two up, excuse me, and Astralis just going in for a much faster pace play on this. dupreeh and cajunb heading straight down and straight into the arms of Kenny S so far. Stunning little follow-up towards Device. Device has been thoroughly outdone by Kenny so far. Now it's down to Karrigan, dupreeh, and Xyp9x to try and work something out.
It's so hard if you're Device on this map to really pin down the mobility of Kenny, able to go on top of trains, able to go below him, and now they've got him pinned in towards Old Hell. Karrigan's just holding the angle, down to a 3-on-3. Happy's next one, he's going to get tested, and dupreeh takes his head off. Now NBK's feeling very lonely. Devil has rotated over as well, but still, Astralis, plenty of time on the clock. They're slow playing this. And another good shot from dupreeh, who's really come into this match looking pretty solid in terms of his aim.
Well, speak of the Devil, waiting around on the site, going to take the shot, denies the bomb plant, but no! Actually, the bomb plant goes down, sadly a second away from being able to deny that. But look at the HP on dupreeh and Xyp9x. That is actually pretty darn low. Molly goes down, that's going to keep Xyp9x pretty far back. Maybe expecting dupreeh to walk into this. Devil playing it to the time he needs to get one of these 2 kills, but they're playing so patiently, so disciplined. He tries to get the AWP and make a dash for it, but dupreeh has none of that, and there we go. Again, even though Astralis are actually operating at a loss quite a few of these rounds, they're picking it up, considering Kenny S took down Device that round and took down another following that, or prior to it, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, Astralis is doing very well once they get towards that towards the site.
Well, a couple of critical kills. It looked like that round was firmly in Envy's favor, and then Karrigan pinning Kenny in. That was a nice kill to find, and also dupreeh onto Happy inside the bomb site, takes both AWPs away and also opens things up to kind of finally swarm that. And it's been, a lot of this is on dupreeh, who's having a really, really good start to this match. Now Molotov swing out very far, deep into the outer yard. There's only one member on top of the train to deal with, and that's the one rifle, but cajun takes him out with the help of dupreeh, aggressively posturing towards that bomb train, and Envy wasn't ready for it.
And cajun pretty much saving dupreeh's life there as he was left on nearly 5 HP, but look at Kenny, he's got himself on the site again, so desperate to stop these plants, but Xyp9x being the babysitter, keeping that one in check, saying, no, get away from my bomb plant. Devil can't rotate around the back, and now Happy's left alive. And this time, a clean round from Astralis, something they actually need. And maybe Happy can get a couple of kills here, bearing in mind dupreeh and Xyp9x are low, but I assume Astralis will be pretty safe on the way they exit this.
Yeah, they should be. There shouldn't be too much danger. Karrigan's already out this way, and he'd be the first one to come into contact. Happy's going to come down the stairs right now, though, so might be able to surprise someone. Actually, there's dupreeh with low HP, so there should be at least 1 kill. Maybe not. Maybe 2. There's the first. Swings around. Can't land the second. All he needed was 1, but he couldn't find it. So Astralis gets away. And you're right. Now that's a pretty clean win. 3 members or 4 members surviving, and they build up some bank. There is going to be another buy out of Envy, but this time they don't have those AWPs. They have full utility. The only thing they're missing is a majority of kits. They only have Apex the kit.
Generally been supporting down by, I guess, Ivy sitting there kind of supporting NBK when required, but been a lot of pressure towards NBK in this game so far. He's not having exactly a whale of a time, but Device this time will have the first shot and completely whiffs it as Happy had a lovely little angle, boosted up on top of the box, I guess it is, or the toll booth. And now Devil again. Going to be assaulted by 4 players here coming his way. He does somehow make it out alive. Still with 2 flashes. Trades out very well so far. And has caused that rotation to come in. Happy's now there with him, so they have 2 players over. dupreeh looking to be a nuisance, but Astralis, if they can pull this one off, it'd be a bit of a miracle.
Yeah, and dupreeh's the only one who's really in a position to make some kind of a play. And there's Apex, takes on ladder. Now this is definitely going to prompt dupreeh to at least peek a little bit more aggressively into this bomb site. Try and find something. cajun's on his way over. dupreeh's going to be the first one to make contact to the 2 of them. Devil drops him, so this is a really nice round out of Envy, all starting with Happy. That little boost up catches Device completely off guard. So now cajun, the cleaner. Beautiful nickname. Oh, that's a nice shot. And actually, he's making this work. He's got 1 flag and Happy. If he peeks this, oh, the timing. The timing doesn't work out that well for cajun.
That could have been everything. He even predicted it to a second away. But now trying to find an individual 1v1 with an angle that he can take without the crossfire coming in. Find it. Looking so readily for Kenny, who's just holding this push up. cajun clearing things out. Now going to have the drop towards Kenny. Kenny's going to see him first, turns for the flash, but here we go. Lovely play coming out. He was happy in the end to help him with that crossfire finally kicking in, but he started to believe them when cajun had all the timing down, but then that 1 second he turned away. There's your peak.
Yeah, if he gets that kill, that helps out so much. That gives him so many different opportunities. Either way, though, he does a little bit of damage in the end. So Astralis, another buy coming out, device on that AWP. There's still a decent amount of money behind this as well for Astralis, so they've done a good job of actually sustaining their economy, making sure they can buy through some of these losses. Tough part is now you see Molotovs out on the CT side, and that's going to be hard to deal with.
This is the one thing. EnVy haven't really been getting aggressive on their CT side at all. Not really playing for maybe, pushing down Ivy or putting Devil up further. He's been playing pretty well, being not necessarily a passive player as such, but, not going for that information just yet. They've been reading the rotation relatively well with Happy coming over. Again, it's Xyp9x here this time, not Dupree. He's a little closer towards Pop, I guess, at this point. So Astralis just maybe looking for these opportunities, as again, we're seeing the Device and Cajun B combo possibly taking on MBK here. He's playing so cautiously because he knows there's going to be a threat at this point. He's got Kenny down by, I guess, train 1. You've got Apex towards the site, so he's pretty much... He's quite alone in this unless Kenny can turn around at the right time here. So a minute left. Astralis not being able to find out too much information just yet.
NBK playing a little bit of a dangerous game behind that smoke. Kenny hasn't even turned around whatsoever, so as far as they know, there could be members of Astralis very close to exiting towards Ivy, and it's just going to be Cajun who's going to lurk that. He's going to try and find a really good timing, because behind this, it's going to be an inner hit. So they're going to try and get Cajun on a flank, maybe cut off a rotation. He's starting to get aggressive right now. Smokes haven't been thrown quite yet. And they're waiting for Cajun to make contact. Now that he does fall, so they've got to go. Now it's being read by EnVy. They're already on the rotate. Apex is cheating over as we speak. NBK and Kenny are going to be very, very quick to respond.
Yeah, it's Happy this time who's going to be the first in line. Devil's creating the crossfire. No one's watching that upper push just yet. Apex was a little late. That's allowed Xyp9x out, and there you go. There's a sudden problem. Devil quickly looks to see what's going on. Dupree takes his head, and there's Apex finally coming in, but it's traded out so well for Astralis, keeping hold of this site. 3 players in on it, though. Not be able to escape from this one. MBK's going to get the perfect shot towards Dupree, bring it back to a 2v2. Now Kenny having to go up close and personal with his AWP. Now he's all alone, gets the tag towards Carrigan, but a tag's not enough to bring a man down like that. But wow, I don't know how Astralis get away with that. Xyp9x getting so much further than they should have at that point.
Yeah, it was all Dupree who sneaks into the bomb site, and instead of just swinging wide by the default plant spot, he pushes up and he just jumps in the middle of it, catches Devil completely off guard. That one hesitation as well from Devil. Here's these footsteps above him, so you'll see him turn away here. That's what really makes this work for Dupree. So he gets that opening kill, and that allows them to get good positioning in the site. Gets the plant down as well. Nice tactic, and now EnVy back onto a save. Only pistols for them, and it's going to be Cajun pushing up aggressively towards Old Hell. These lanes have been swarmed by the terrorist team, and they're annihilating everyone. It's still Dupree going to work until finally Happy silences him.
Yeah, I like Astralis bringing a lot of aggression. They're just kind of playing as a pack, pushing through, not allowing anyone to get a bit of a crossfire or a trade here and there. They get down Dupree, but he already picked up 2. He's been playing very well himself this game already. Some very impactful plays and confident plays. Yeah. Not only towards him bursting out on A, he's consistently been the player kind of pressuring that, but then the play on B as well, straight towards the site, no messing around. So far, good stuff from him. 5-5 now. Bit of a close matchup here, actually. And actually, how CT-sided do you read this map to be? Like, well, I don't mean percentage-wise, but or round-wise, but...
I mean, this is one of those maps, it's much like Inferno, it just relies so much on how much of your economy, especially on the CT side, you can get going. Other maps, you can deal with it in certain situations, but ones like this where you have to block out the choke point. I mean, look at it this time. Look at how the different angles that the terrorists are at. They're swarming over NBK. He can only get one, and actually, this is going to be a fast flank from EnVy. 3 of them push to enter. They're going to go towards ladder. Apex finds the first, recovers onto Xyp9x as well, and now they have a free shot at Kerrigan inside the bomb site, but they miss it. He does get away. Apex is going to fall here, so down to a 2-on-2. Now it's Cajun who's kind of stuck in a tough spot, and there's Kerrigan doing work again, sprays down Happy, and Kenny can't find that kill with a pistol, so now he's in a near impossible situation.
But it is Kenny, and there was a flick shot, but it doesn't hit. Cajun B doing what he can with 8 HP, and it gets close though. As you said, that quick flank coming around from Apex and Co, just diving down Pop coming out the back. And the information gathered there by Kenny, and then Apex being allowed to achieve this much.
Well, I don't know how they don't get Kerrigan there. He's in the bomb site. He's not being covered by any smoke. They had 2 seconds before he finished planning to get that kill, and they couldn't land it. So that was a little bit, and he was the deal breaker. He was the one who clears out the rest of the bomb site and brings that from a 2-on-3 and into a 1 round. So tough for EnVy. They had a good play lined up, and it worked well. They just kind of missed the shot at the end. Devil now getting aggressive. Dupree and Device are going to drop NBK and him.
You've seen the SMG, of course, with Device, trying to pad himself out a little bit, get back onto a comfortable purchase, but Dupree's taking all his kills. Just like, no, I want it. It's mine. He'll only get 3 this round, not even acing.
Dupree's had a really good game so
Dupree's
far.
playing sick at the moment.
I like it.
Yep. Dupree's going in. Good to see. We're seeing the double AWP again.
Yeah, expensive as well, and both of them are glass cannon. Happy only has a flash, Kenny only has a smoke, so they're going to be light on utility, only one Molotov on Apex. So again, if Astralis goes for some kind of fast tactic, it's going to be very damaging. Device hasn't won this battle yet. He almost loses that again, looking for the boost, which is the one that punished him last time.
I guess that's going to be stuck in the back of your head. He does actually win it this time, but while that happens, B's getting attention as well. Xyp9x is so close to pushing down here. And you're seeing the instant adaptation as well from EnVyUs, trying to keep pressure towards where the likes of dupreeh are pushing to. You saw Devil last time change up position instantly, think of it, but a little too late in the day. But this is a different sort of stance here. Apex getting great information. Hello, graphics. Just want to check in what's going today. But this is a nice little setup, a little different. Maybe allowing them some control and then playing from a bit of an adjustment. So let's see what Devil can do here. He's going to get the drop, and Flash just completely negates any presence he had. Now Happy's left there like, well, I'm what can I do? I'm kind of stuck here on this one. I'm going to get some shots in. Sure, dupreeh's going to go down, but how much can they do on a retake with these two AWPs now? Yeah,
two AWPs with no armor. It's going to be all on Apex with this flank, who's coming up the ladder just now, and even Cajun's on a big flank towards CT spawn, so this is really dire. Envy not going to get away with this round. Now Apex has got to fall back. I have seen that setup at the inner bomb site like multiple times recently. Dating, I think Barcelona was like the first real time I saw it being used heavily, and I also saw it a little bit at Katowice. It never works out. One flashbang just ruins all the hopes and dreams. There's nowhere for him to fall back to.
And it's not like it's a specific flash for that spot, it's just a generic flash for the whole site. So if you're going to try and play that spot, your timing has to be sick, either that you turn the flash or just don't get caught by it. Yeah. I've not seen a single team hit that bomb site without doing at least one pop flash to that area. So it's like, maybe this is something you can dry run and you think it's a good idea, but when it comes to actual games, you're like, okay, that doesn't actually quite work out. So I'm hoping they get it out of the way and out of their brains at this point, rather than taking it into the major going, guys, we've got this sick setup for the in a bomb site.
Well, you've got that spot behind behind the spindles. That's like the same exact spot. The same exact it cards the same exact spot, and it's so much better. Yeah,
and you actually have somewhere, not necessarily to fall back to, but you have somewhere to play from, rather than just like a ledge of a balcony where you can't really go anywhere apart from the brown halls, where you could assume maybe there's going to be someone up there anyway. So a little curious, but maybe it's something that we can see worked on and adapted by the time we get towards the major, and see if there is like maybe another variation of this coming through. But at the moment, it's pistols all around for Envy. They had a lot of nades to begin with and a lot of utility, but didn't catch much out. Maybe just trying to do a little bit of quick damage. Didn't get anything from it. Astralis very cautious coming against these pistols.
This half has turned into a disaster for Envy. They actually have only won one round in the last 9. It's been an 8-1 run for Astralis. So ever since they've gotten control of the economy, they've punished Envy every step of the way. There's nothing Envy's been able to do to slow this down. And again now, Astralis slows down the pace a little bit, still spread out across the map. Flashes and smokes towards the outer site, and they're just going to be able to overpower Envy with their weaponry.
And I love that flash. We know that there's been generally Apex or MBK playing up on that back train, been the bane of dupreeh's life. He's consistently having to pre-aim it, but this time it's going to be Carrigan in joint with dupreeh taking down Apex, and a bit of a slow but relatively well-formed start from Astralis. Just closing in towards the A site now. It's Happy and Devil. Try and do anything. Catch one out. Flash gives away more his position than anything else. And now Devil, last man standing. And not really had much of a chance into this one at the moment.
No chance whatsoever. Xyp9x has actually been watching this flank for quite some time. Once his teammates had success towards the outer bomb train, he didn't even peek towards the bomb train anymore. He just immediately turns attention to the flank, knowing it's the only real position of where danger can come from. So Devil, out towards T-spawn, is just going to chill, keep his armor. He hasn't been hit by anything, so that's an easy upgrade into the next round for the last round. So that'll allow him to have full armor, which is actually, I mean, with the situation that money is in now, that's actually huge.
I actually didn't know where he was then when he was staring at the forklift. I was like, when was there a forklift on this map? So I guess I just don't look around spawn enough at any point in my life. I was like, huh. Oh well. But now it's a little more simple as to where he is. But there you go. As you said, he does get to keep everything going to this last round with a little bit more to play with. And again, this double AWP. Happy's having a bit of a mare of a game as well. So maybe this is the turning point. But again, triple AWP for Astralis.
Yeah, I imagine that would be, I don't even know. Maybe just to try and get a pick at the early start of things and then go back and get your AK-47, but a little bit curious to see what they're going to do with it. dupreeh has his, that's to watch for an inner push up towards box halls. Cajun has his in mid, obviously, and Device is down ladder, so they have like a triangle of Doom op setup going on.
And this is the first time, I was assuming they were actually maybe getting a bit aggressive then, Kenny and MBK pushing down towards Ivy, but they haven't. They've kind of just boosted one up, and KGB just wanders out into his death, just confused and scared. And he'll be found very quickly. But it's Kerrigan again doing the heavy lifting. And it's going to be MBK having to retract back in towards the site itself. As no one came through Ivy this time. Devil's now on the rotate. A little bit of a different route. Going to past train 2 towards train 1. Good work from MBK though, finding Kerrigan. Bomb yet to be planted. And there's a 3v3 here. Certainly possible.
The biggest issue is that it's the 2 ops. Zipnix has the bomb. He's going to get this planted, and it's the 2 ops who have to cover him. One in out towards E-Box, and there it is. One from ladder room. Device finds his first kill. Even though Zipnix goes down, there's still a long way for Envy to go against these AWPs at this range. Molotov rains out. There's no smokes for the bomb defuse. There is a kit on Devil, but they've got to get aggressive and find these kills.
Yeah, Happy needs to adopt that Devil May Care attitude at this point as he's trying to find the peak, but Dupree's already caught a Devil. That's the kit down. Flash comes out, and now time is running down, and Happy knows it. He's not got really much to do in this point. Dupree's going to take the shot, and he closes it. Astralis, as you said, once that economy started to fall into their hands and build against Envy, Astralis just took away the game.
10-1 run to end that half.
Ouch.
That was pretty sickening. Really good stuff from Astralis, and it's off the back of, you know, it's not Device, it was Kerrigan, it was Dupree, and it was Cajun, who all were sitting right around the same amount of frag total, but one of those guys found the entries, the rounds they needed them, and it was each one of them stepping up at different points throughout that half. You know, Envy investing in that double op setup, that didn't really pan out for them, and they went back to it three separate times throughout this half. So the defense they were relying on doesn't pay off, and it wasn't anything like Astralis abusing the fact that Devil's in the lineup. They didn't even really go towards that inner bomb site too much later in the half.
Consider he was towards the top, I guess, of the scoreboard, and as you said, the rarity they actually went to be. It was him doing pretty okay in the retakes. It's always kind of hard to try and retake these sites when everyone's set up. You have people like Zipnix constantly lurking around anyway. Like every angle was pretty covered. So to be fair to Devil, you can't give him grief for his performance here. He was perfectly adequate, did everything required, didn't go above and beyond, but more than fine so far. This is where I want to see him do a little bit of work now on the T side, see what he can achieve here. This player has been having these good performances. His CT side on Cobble stood out to me, just showing that he can have that really nice kind of play in between the aggressive kind of approach to a round and then playing passively. I think he's got a nice balance on that, but let's see what Envy bring into this one, as we are going to be seeing Happy going raid boss again. He's like, do you know what, if I can't get an up, I'm going to get Tech 9, no armor.
And no utility bought up by Astralis. They have absolutely, they have all they have to do is win their fights because they have no nades. And Cajun's close up, clothesline's the first one. He's got support as well, but it falls. And there's Devil and Kenny opening things up, and one more from Devil. Astralis commits so many bodies to the defensive alley, and they get punished for it. Now Device, got to find this kill through the smoke. Happy pushes forward, he falls. 2-on-3 situation.
Okay, bomb planted. We'll revisit how that round went down, because this is going pretty much a million miles an hour at the moment, as Device now going to have to find that one V1 against Kenny. Doesn't have a kit, of course. Everyone went for the armor in this.
Oh, what a move from Kenny.
Kenny buying the time so well on a little bit of a loop here. Going to get the shot right onto the back of him. Takes his time, gets the shot done, and Envy pick up the round. And that almost felt like these two had plays for each other, at least. Envy came in with a set play of MBK doing the smoke deep down towards the towards Ivy, the 4-play stack going through that, and then Astralis putting 3 players there. Is this something you think these teams have read into during practice games, or just luck of the draw?
The aggression towards Ivy is getting more and more popular to start rounds out, especially on pistol rounds. I've been seeing it more and more, mostly because it's the best place for counter-terrorist teams to gain information of what's coming. If they don't see anyone anywhere down Ivy, they know they can rotate, maybe cheat one over towards the B bomb site, play a little bit more passively, just trying to get any kind of intel of what strategy is being executed by the terrorist team. That time it just turned into a stat because they started to feel the pressure, and although it got blown up, Astralis almost brings it back, but that really nice movement from Kenny to kind of just slip into old hell works out perfectly.
So now 10-6. MB going in on the dirty buy, let's call it as well, with the 2 MAC-10s. You've got an SMG there, a Tech 9 with Apex, and only the rifle on Devil. And that's it. A lot of utility though, and a lot of caution to their play, and you can understand as to why. There is a little bit on the Astralis side to work with. You've got the Scout there, you've got a CZ, a 5.7 or 2, but only 2 smokes, excuse me, into this. And at the moment, MVS seems quite hesitant, quite slow in building into this round.
Yeah, Cajun and Kerrigan both being aggressive. This is a spot that Kerrigan's loved playing behind that first train, or even on top of it. So Envy should be aware this is a very distinct possibility. They have a lean towards the inner bomb site for this pressure that NBK is putting on, but eventually they're just going to realize it's a farce. Now they re-rotate out towards the outer bomb site. There goes Cajun. Now Kerrigan behind that first train. They're going to clear him out as well. Kenny takes a lot of damage, though, but it should be pretty easy to sustain for EnVy from here, although Zipnik's on the bomb train. Does make a stand. Actually, look at all this damage that's been dealt. No one really falling except for NVK, but so much HP has been just destroyed by Astralis.
Yeah, and Dupree still has the scout there with Device on the P250, so there could have been a lot more done, I guess, at this point. Device is going to be edging in just to the left. Is happy. 32 HP, certainly an easy pick up. Dupree's found Apex, but Devil holding the line. Pretty expecting a little bit of pressure, but I think everyone from EnVy's trying to back away from this.
We'll have to see if we can find it on stream. I'll try and point it out. There's a pop flash that EnVy's been throwing since for some time now on their T side of train, right in the middle. It's been the same pop flash the whole time. It's pretty effective. But if you're a team going up and defending this outer train yard and you're defending this T choke, you should definitely know it's coming because it caught off Apex that round. But since they've been they've been using it so much that at this point, I think teams are going to start to realize what flash they're throwing every time they exit that T choke.
See if we can catch it at any point. Do you know who throws it?
It was Kenny that time,
Kenny.
but I think it's going to vary because Kenny will normally have the AWP.
Okay, we'll see if maybe it pops out again.
So that one's on you, Rush. Let's go,
Good
baby.
luck. You just said, he's like, Kenny. Where's it from anyway?
It's from right behind those boxes. It's off that that little bar in the wall.
Oh, he's teasing us. He's like, I might do it, guys.
Rush is going to miss like 6 kills while we're trying
We'll
to
accept
find
this.
Flash.
They've only got USPSs and a scout. I'll say this and they'll just like smash them.
There
What?
It is.
Oh, you missed it, Rush.
There it is.
Well, this time I guess it didn't catch anyone at this point, but it's quite cool to see.
They'll throw it again when they re-execute to the outer site. That was just a little teaser to see if there's any kind of aggression. Yeah, just clearing out the close angles.
Hey, it works. We know that Cajun B does have quite an enjoyment of pushing very close towards the exit here. And again, this is the lineup. No, teasing again. Kenny, please. Yes, Kenny. Jesus. All right. Thanks for that, Rush. Best observer are you. And there we go. Well, it does clear the close angles and it does allow you the confidence to push off of the back of it. So Theorycraft is pretty sick and actually happy just having a whale of a time. He's got 4 kills this round and Apex steals the ace.
Yeah, it's a very effective flashbang if you're not prepared for it. Although if you're close enough, you can hear it bounce off the wall. But regardless, Astralis, maybe they get the hint. Maybe they've seen it coming in the past because they have played them on train, like we said at Katowice.
Yeah.
So maybe players that are pushed up are maybe going to be able to just kind of be confident that they don't have to pay complete attention until they hear that flashbang go off.
Yeah, and Astralis on the T side, I think it was, I'm not sure who was setting up Dupree on their rounds, but they were flashing towards the kind of the second train by train 1. But anyway, at the point, we'll be seeing the guns coming out to play. Device now, going to be the one with the AWP on the CT side. Kenny, going to be still rocking it on the T side. And already, let's see what's going on here, because Device is soloing out on B this time with the AWP. Zipnix is already over by A, and actually it's going to be a big hit. Device has to go big or pretty much go home at this point. They're already going to start pouring in, and he gets the tag and actually tagged Apex through MBK, but that's still not going to be the sight into hand. The bomb's going to go down here. That's going to be Devil. Kenny finding it. Zipnix on the cross. Kenny finding Cajun B as well. A little bit of that Kenny magic coming out to play now as it's down to the last 2 standing members of Astralis, and Kenny is being the overwatch on this one. Keeping this round as firmly in hand as possible. And there you have it. That is some brilliant stuff from Kenny S. Already finding 3 this round and important kills as well.
Yeah, that was sick, and that just is to the nature of EnVy exploding at that inner bomb site. So well done, because also, once they clear out Device, they put Kenny in position so early on in the round to cut off rotations, and you could see he gets 2 easy kills. If Astralis wants to pass and retake that site, they have to smoke it off themselves. So Kenny's positioning there is perfect, and those 3 kills pretty much seal the deal in this round. Dupree's going to be allowed to live with that M4, but next round, that's all they're going to have on the Astralis side. So while this is happening as well, EnVy just building up plenty of money. They got 2 members at like 7,500-ish, one at Devil's at 8,000, so they're sitting really, really nice going forward.
I don't like this from EnVy so far. Astralis haven't seemed to be kind of in the right place yet to really bite much back to it. I guess unfortunate in a way, Device was the only player on B. You maybe would have put a little bit more money on Zipnix to be able to hold that at the point, but it's been a quiet game from Zipnix, which is rare, but normally it's the CT side he shines, so you have to really kind of judge too much. And look at this. Kenny feeling confident, and that's a scary Kenny S. He's ready to actually do some work now. This could get dangerous, but he does get actually picked up by Cajun B then. Nade's going to follow up. Happy's claims it, and now down to 2v2. This is a very costly round, and EnVy with a bit of a Hail Mary play, just kind of taking the fights. Cost them a lot of money, but as you said, they're pretty well set. They can rebuy here, but still, giving a little bit over towards Astralis in that one.
Yeah, now it's the test, because Astralis here has the chance with the losing bonus built up the way it is. They can get these Molotovs, they can get these smokes out Device has the AWP one more time, and we saw the first half. Once Astralis gained control of the money, there was no stopping them. So Envy has to keep this pace up, make sure that that doesn't happen, because that's when it gets really, really scary as a T side. And Kenny having the impact that he has these past few rounds, that's good stuff for them moving forward.
Dupree, I think, at least spotting one on the cross there. Not sure if he's spotted any more, but he's certainly going to know there's probably at least 2 players here. Maybe not the third, but Devil's going to be left to solo this. But look at Carrigan as well. This is great work from him. Going to hold the angle here, and we know that Envy like to go for these pop flashes, and no one's actually predicting it. Apex, what is going on? He just walks straight through, but Kenny finds the shot back. Oh my word, this guy is hitting some monstrous shots, but still, a 1-for-1 trade out here.
Yeah, and he does get dinked as well, which is going to force him to be a little bit more passive. So despite falling, Carrigan's got to be a little bit happy about that one. Zipnik still with a Molotov to use this inner bomb site as NBK clears box halls. He's playing very, very far back. A little bit of an off angle, and right as Cajun B comes to rotate and support him, he switches his position. Still, no commit from Envy. They have their 4 players spread out across the map. NBK in box halls, Happy towards ladder, Kenny's towards T-Choke, and Devil just rotating back now. So, haven't really decided where they want to go quite yet. It might be a situation where this is just kind of some kind of distraction. NBK's going to try and find 1 kill, waits for the counter nades, and now he can probe forward, see what he can find.
At least he knows they're out of nades now. 4 players for Envy going to come over though. Devil, Happy, Kenny, and NBK setting this one up. And that initial slowness, that initial hesitation on the push, has maybe cost Astralis a couple of seconds on the rotate. Device and Dupree is still pretty far away. And look at NBK straight stepping out here. There is still Zipnik though, and this guy's a monster when he's on this site, and they're already tagged up for him. Spots one in the smoke. Here's the plant going down. And now there's probably 2 on the site. Gets a spot towards one on the right side. Devil's found Device, but now it's down to Zipnik and Dupree. Dupree on the rotate is doing the work. 2v2 now, herding them round this site here. They need to find these last 2, and Happy's got a lovely angle. He gets outdone by Zipnix, and again, it's down to the new man. Devil up against 2, and he's so low here. I don't know how he's going to work this one out. The mollies come in. Diffuse is going as well, and there's Zipnix showing you that god-tier talent on this B site. 3 kills, imperative kills, and the first one in the second half on the board for Astralis.
Yeah, it's just so nice watching him get a kill and then just play that maneuver game. Use his movement behind that bomb train, not commit to any fights, stay alive, wait for the flank, wait for the rotate to come in, and kind of pick and choose your moments. And you can see he even maneuvers himself over to sidewalk where he can support his teammate who's on the flank. So he works his way all the way up towards that first train, able to get that kill onto Kenny watching the flank, and then they can just swarm into the bomb site. So really nicely done. But now Astralis can't lose this one. Can't drop the ball here and let your economy get reset. You have to string them together. You've got this economy for the Envy side starting to whittle down. You're almost at the breaking point. Oh my god, he dinks him too. That's so cruel. Oh, and what a shot from Device. Devil jumping and through the edge of the wall. That's sick stuff.
That wombo combo. I'll just tag him up, you take him down, and here we go. Carrigan gets tested. We know that he loves that spot, but this time he might just start growing a little bit sick of it as Apex takes him down instantly. And now the rest of Envy looking towards A. 4 players from Astralis, so eyes trained towards this great play from Cajun B, not allowing them further. Now the bomb's dropped in a bit of an awkward spot here. Happy's going to have to fight through so many angles, but good play so far. Gets the drop on Dupree. Quick challenge coming out though. Gonna mean he's going to have to back away from that. Gets a second. Happy playing unbelievable right now, but it's Cajun B again. 3 kills from up on high. Stops it where it starts. The bomb gets dropped, and absolutely sick stuff.
Yeah, that's really nice play from Cajun. They cannot flush him out of that position, so he just has a great vantage point, able to get multiple kills, and they basically just swing, and he isolates one-on-ones here. No one trades that kill from NBK, and then it's Apex's turn to fall. So really, really good stuff on the defense of that outer train yard, and it starts because Device gets that kill towards the inner bomb site, and then they know there's no one else there. So now we're seeing a pause out of Envy. They can buy here, and actually this is a situation in the past where we would say they would definitely buy with this kind of money. They have showed a little bit more restraint recently.
Yeah, it's maybe, I don't know if it's the influence of Maniac coming in, or maybe just, you know, MBK's kind of approach to it, or maybe just being like, I just want to annoy Happy now, being like, I just don't want to play like you. But
I think they've gotten to the point where they don't want to live and die by the force.
Yeah. It is a tactical pause from what I hear. I did see Maniac at one point have to reconnect, so he might be having some issues. But assuming this is a tactical one coming out, I think the admins have heard as such. Maybe Envy just not wanting to let it run away. We saw what happened once Astralis did get that economy starting to build in their favor previously, and they're probably getting flashbacks themselves to that. But again, still a fragile economy building up here for Astralis. It's not exactly robust just yet.
Yeah, no, not at all, really. But this round, that's kind of the question that Envy has to make. They've kind of got to gamble and find out, you know, try and think of which or what situation their opponent's money in, because seeing this money on Astralis, if EnVy has a good read on them being this low, they might force buy here again. Because they're going to start the losing bonus is starting to build up. It's at 2. Next round it'll be 3. If they can get a plant and keep this money low, then breaking it can once again even the scoreline in this match. So it is a little bit of a tough call for them, because they could have an AWP on Kenny. They could have an AK on Happy as well.
And normally they wouldn't need this much of a reason to force buy either. I think this is very much, we're seeing the difference in EnVy in a way. I think this would be a good display, a kind of litmus test as to what they're bringing now, as their kind of like, I guess their attitude to the force buys, when they feel it's right, when they feel it's wrong. I think we have to wait and see what they go for here. A couple more seconds on the pause, I can imagine. And for Astralis, though, this has been a nice turn of events for them. Once they've started to build back into this one, they're starting to have some really nice play from, I think we saw Zipnix then just doing some dirty work with Device over by B, but still. EnVy, a lot more to see into this game, I hope. And hopefully this pause will end soon. We pray.
I think they're going to save here. Or force buy. Not going to be a full save.
One of the two.
Well, no, it's not. Well, it's not going to be like a full, like, you know, P250s, no utility. They'll buy armor and Tech 9s, maybe some
But he's
deagles.
just so happy by armor. That's cheating.
Well, so he could be buying an AK behind this.
Okay, so what are you going for here?
Well, I think the plan for EnVy, if I'm Maniac, I'm saying we're saving this. We're force buying this round. We're doing spend like $1,500, $2,000.
Okay.
But they're not listening to me. That's so hard.
Or it's just actually they are listening to everyone.
Is it just happy? It might just be happy.
It's probably
buying
just
it.
happy. Let's be honest.
He's like, no, Maniac. I'm done with you. I want the AK. But seriously,
Devil's joined in now as well.
What is this buy? I'm so confused. So essentially, they've bought out on 2 players, and they're going to rely on them to get some openings and hope those Tech 9s can swarm into the bomb site. But they have left themselves enough money that if they do the damage, if they get a plant, next round Kenny will be able to have an AWP, and they'll be able to have some AKs behind it. So they'll still have a pretty decent buy in 2 rounds in a row. So pretty tricky. It's a pretty dangerous game, juggling with the economy at the moment. I was half right. Half of them force spot.
Like half wrong, half right. Yeah. You might as well take that at this point when it's
Which one are you, Lauren? Glass half full or glass half empty?
Well, we'll see how the round plays out, and then I'll let you know. At the moment, however, Devil and Happy keeping those cards very close to their chest here. Not wanting to show if they do have those rifles just yet. No one will be surprised hearing Tech 9s with EnVy at this point. The rifles may be a little bit of a difference, but again, EnVy being relatively slow on this, not wanting to give too much away. Did hear a couple of shots from the AK at this point, so maybe Astralis going to be wondering what's coming to get them, as Dupree going to take a little bit of a peer down, and he does get the perfect glimpse towards one. Can't quite get the shot towards MBK. Spots out Kenny too. That is very awkward. Walk away, Dupree. Don't go back again. No, you should learn your lesson and just run away. Oh, God.
Doing more damage. I mean, now he knows exactly. He knows there's 2 members there. But actually, this has actually kind of fooled them out of position. Everyone's rotated towards the A bomb site. It's just Zipnix in here. He's got to do some work. Gets that first kill. He's got a low HP NBK. There's the assist from Dupree.
Sick.
That's nicely done. And it's just cleaned out. No success in this round for EnVy. And that's the thing. That goes back to that aggression towards Ivy. That's where he finds all this information, and he just finds the timing where they're lining up for some set smokes, does some massive damage. I mean, that round from EnVy, I mean, that doesn't inspire too much confidence. At least Happy gets away with his AK-47. And that was kind of an ugly round coming out of timeout.
I don't think it was pretty from Dupree either.
Yeah, well,
I'd really like to slow-mo his aim on that. Just really just look it through. But bless him. He did actually do a lot of the work. Considering they did end up on B, he did the damage, and now EnVy.
Now look what they have. So this is essentially 2 rounds.
You seem so happy saying, now look what you've done.
Look what you've done, EnVy. 2 rounds where they could have had, just given up a round to a force buy and had a decent buy. Instead, they now have 2 rounds where they have like a half strength buy.
Why do you do this to Moses? He gets so sad. But Dupree again.
They're lucky Henry's not here. Henry would just be on full tilt right now.
Henry's always on tilt.
It's true.
I've never seen a happy Henry. I'll be confused when I see Henry with a smile. It's weird. It's after every little kind of like force buy he sees coming out and ends up in this situation, just goes and listens to Morrissey for an hour and just comes back with red eyes, just a little bit teared up. But Dupree's going to get flashed in. Does get one, but that's all he'll get. But he does see that there's 3 players there now, so Device can keep his eyes trained on this and some witchcraft and wizardry to pull him through this one. Not going to have it. Device turns away. Smoke to follow. It's going to be pincered in though. A-Man going to get a little bit of attention here. His device going to have to spin around. He's a little bit actually kind of screwed in this, and Apex will find the shot. Meaning the Karrigan's now left to deal with all the pieces going together, and considering how that went down, EnVy actually did do a lot of damage, and now Kenny's got the AWP. We want to see a little bit of Kenny's magic coming through here. Not going to get the shot off. And there it is. Xyp9x closes down, keeps this round in check, but actually got pretty dangerous, and as you said, people starting to get a bit of enjoyment of pushing Ivy on these rounds, I guess. And it works with the pistols. It works in these situations. You can swarm over and you can get the timing right on minimal amounts of investment. But still, it does mean the scoreline's at 14-10.
Yeah, and doing economic damage for EnVy is great, but they're getting to the point now where that no longer matters as Astralis is on 14. Now finally they have a strong buy coming in. Kenny's got that AWP. And he's going to have to come up huge in this round. He's going to have to make something happen for him. They've struggled ever since Astralis, strung those 2 rounds together. They've really had a tough time finding some entries, finding early success in their hits. And look at Device. There's that flash from Kenny. Oh, and Device misses it. Now he's got to get away. Narrow angle.
Oof. He's going back in again. You're asking for trouble here, but
boost.
Oh, that boost is lovely. But they spotted it out. Apex didn't have enough time, I guess, to get much of a shot through on that, but still, going to be able to clear out the trains a little bit there on top, so maybe not have to worry about that angle if they do go towards the site. But Kenny, just walking back across these 2 orbs are just like toying with each other right now. The smoke comes down. Device backs away, still hesitant of maybe someone trying to make a play through Ivy, but dupree's keeping it in check. And again, EnVy going back in on these boosts. Oh.
Trying to find something.
They're like sneaking across. Oh.
I like it. They go for it. Don't find anything. So now the clock is running down. 45 seconds left. dupreeh and Devil are going to be in a little bit of a dance here, a one-on-one, and dupreeh found a gap in the smoke. I don't think he spotted Devil crossing, though. There's a time limit on this play, and yeah, he's going to start falling back right when he that internal clock kicks in, tell him the smoke's going to fade in a couple seconds. And now this hit towards the outer bomb site. There it is. dupreeh still getting aggressive, finds Devil, just ends it. Karrigan in his favorite spot. Device finds Kenny, and now Karrigan can just wreak some havoc. He's slowing him down. He's dealing some damage. Apex does finally clean him out.
Don't have the bomb.
Yeah, there's not much they can do here. 15 seconds left.
Yeah, they know this round's pretty much done and dusted unless they find every single player. They are pretty, caught up, but Xyp9x burning him alive, and Apex just goes for a walk through the smoke, and that ends about as well as you'd expect it to. 15-10 now, Astralis. As said, once they get that money building in their favor, they look absolutely deadly as you like. And sadly for EnVyUs on 3.8, they've got enough to get something basic here, but certainly not you'd want going into this round.
Yeah, nothing that is going to really excite you, will it? 2 smokes to work with, so or 3 smokes, excuse me. So
you don't know what excites me, Moses. All right, I could be really into Tech 9s and Molotovs. You don't know.
I don't know. I have no clue.
All right, on that delightful note, Astralis are going to have to deal with EnVy making that play again. It looks like they've kind of given up in this one. Maybe frustration kicking in as they're running into the slaughterhouse. And it's certainly manned by Astralis at the moment. Agent B just hitting up the AWP shots, and it's dupreeh to close down. And there you have it, a big performance from Astralis in the end, especially once they got that bank on their side.
Yeah, both halves. Once they gain control of the economy, it's just game over. So really, really sick stuff. I really like dupreeh and Karrigan. Both I thought had excellent games. Device quiet on the op, but he did have some crucial kills of just he eventually started getting some kills on Kenny, and then actually in the T half that EnVy played, sometimes we say this, the money was never in a situation where Kenny could continuously have that op.
And occasionally it'd be happy just picking it up as well because he wanted to.
That double op setup in the first half accomplished nothing.
Do you think it was just like one of those things? That
I feel bad. It is effective on this map. Just in this situation, this game, it did not affect Astralis, and EnVy never really went away with it.
So Train going in favor to Astralis. Not too surprising overall, but still, some of those rounds were very questionable in the way they were played out. So I think that's enough from us. Let's take a quick break over here and head over to the analysis desk.
Thank you very much, guys. So, situation normal, it seems. Astralis very close to the IEM score, despite EnVyUs winning both pistols.
Yeah, I think the score is a bit deceiving because that game was very one-sided. That was Astralis
all
the
way. The double pistols, literally, if you think of what you get from it, it's pretty much 6 rounds.
Yeah,
and
even in
suddenly
this
you're
case,
like, wow, that could have been a stomping, like 16-3, 16-4.
And even in this scenario, because Astralis ended up buying on the 3rd round in the first half, they kind of got, which wasn't really a full buy either.
4 AKs in that round.
Yeah, exactly. Like they had Tech 9s in there, etc. So even then, you go up against lesser weapons and lesser utilities. So in many ways, you got 4 pretty easy rounds if you're Envy at that stage. So without that, you're looking at -7 rounds.
And then the somewhat questionable tactical pause that didn't really come out with tactics.
No, I just have to make the most confusing buy to frustrate Moses.
just to catch Moses out as best you can.
I mean, look, a 10-1 run for Astralis in that first half.
The first half, yeah.
Once they finally got it back as well, we saw the triple AWP towards the end as well, just to
they're just
open
having
things
fun
up.
with it.
Interesting enough, I think they brought it up on the desk, is that they weren't trying to exploit Devil, they weren't trying to play towards Devil. In fact, most of their attempts at the site Devil was sat in, obviously it was quite deep over on that particular bomb site. He would come up with 2 and 3 Ks every round. So Devil actually performed quite well and just holding in that KO spot really nicely.
And I think that's the big difference we saw from their game versus G2 is the fact that G2 predominantly focused on the outer bomb site instead of going in towards Devil. So Devil's left in those awkward situations where he has to be the one versus everyone.
Yeah,
exactly, which is not an easy situation, especially on a map like Train. So he did his job very well on the inner bomb side, and even with him doing pretty well on the inner bomb side and Astralis more or less focusing on the outer bomb side, Envy still opted to quite a few of the rounds hold with 2 people on the inner bomb side. And you'd see Happy when he picked up that off, he would set up for inner, basically hold up higher, and they mentioned it during the disc as well. That weird setup they had that they've used before as well, where pretty much nobody has really good control over lower on an inner bomb site, and all it takes is one generic flash to just destroy everything.
So basically, the one thing they had going for them was the little Kenny flash, the little pop flash. That was the only thing that seemed to work. And Rush had one chance, and he missed it. Maybe next time, who knows? But anyway, guys, we're going to go to a break. Coming up next will be Envy versus Astralis. We'll be on Inferno. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss it.